What is going on? What is going on, YouTube? How are y'all doing this evening? Good morning if you are on my side of the globe. See who we got here, man. Shout out to my moderator, Alex. Hopefully Global Passport Crew will be joining me shortly. I'm gonna be reacting to this video, and it's gonna be quite interesting, man. Like, brother's been sending me a lot of good content to react to as far as like live reactions. which is I typically do when a video is a little bit longer. And I think this one is probably about 15-20 minutes long, but we're gonna dissect it. Cause man, it's just funny to see how women don't want men to have anything to themselves. It's like we start traveling and trying to date overseas, and they think they can do the same thing, and it's just not the case, man. And this video is going to be even more proof of that. Speaking of traveling, make sure y'all subscribe to the travel vlog channel. I'm actually supposed to have dinner with Lily and Frank Tate. I'm really looking forward to that because Lily, man, like she can just cook her ass off. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm pretty sure I'll probably gain another 5 pounds after I leave their place. Man, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Make sure y'all check out the merch. If you look at any of my recent videos, you'll see clips of the merch as well as my new music channel as well. You'll start seeing those at the end of all my videos now. And if you want to contribute through Cash App, that is my tag. I also accept super chats. All contributions are welcome and very, very much appreciated. Speaking of which, this was after yesterday's live show. I want to give a shout out to Daryl, who sent a $20 Cash App. Thank you for your contribution to the channel, sir. All right, man. So let's see who we got in here, man. Dream Pop-Up Way Studio B. Oh, that's a new face. What's going on, brother? Interesting. I'm like, I don't really know why they would want to go to North Korea. I mean, unless they got some other kind of agenda that doesn't involve women. Because as far as the women goes, everybody talk about South Korea. Like I said, I gotta admit, man, some of the Korean women that I've seen on YouTube, oh my God, bro. There's some beautiful Korean women out there. They go overseas and bring their culture, their attitude, but those African men have zero tolerance for it, and the laws don't allow them to act out of pocket. Exactly. I got a feeling we're gonna see a little bit of that in this video, Dre. Just watching like the first minute or so, because when guys send me stuff, especially longer clips like that, I like to at least look at the first minute or so to see if it's like, okay, this is gonna be worth my time to react to. And just listening to the first minute or so, I was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely gonna react to this. Man, shout out to I'm trying to actually a couple of y'all sent me this. Cortez Smith, and then Tyrone Soil sent me this as well. So lets me know that you guys really wanted me to react to this. Anytime I've got multiple people sending me the same video, I typically try my best to try to get to it. Reno Gibson, what's going on, brother? Reese, one of my members, man, what's going on, bro? I'm like, I should have expected you to pop up, with it being about Africa, because I know he's about to go to Africa and working on going there soon. Already vetting a woman in Africa. So shout out to Maurice. Man, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Man, I gotta take the time to give a shout out to brothers like Maurice and Friday Night Fowler, as y'all know him, Jamal Fowler. Bro, let me tell you something, man. Seeing these brothers working on their fitness, man, it definitely it's funny, bro, because it's like as much as I try to motivate, fitness on guys, it's like these two guys in particular are motivating me because I'm seeing the transformation, man, and it's really, really, really dope. Pooh Man 313, what's going on? 513 in the building, boy. What's going on, boy? I see you, boy. Rudolph Manor, man. What's going on? It's funny too, man, because I stay in Golf Manor, in Cincinnati. So I'm like, that's funny that your last name Manor and you from Cincinnati, man. What's going on, brother? I'm like, and I've been recognized for my content in Cincinnati in the streets a few times too. I'm like, that was I'm still not getting used to that, man. Jermaine, what's going on, brother? Dino in the building, what's good, man? Justin, I see you. Oh man, damn, man, my chat acting up is moving weird on me. Okay. Oh yeah, y'all going crazy in the chat. That's what's up. I'll make sure Justin, what's going on, brother? Money Mitch in the building. All right, we got Global Passport Crew. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him up shortly. Just want to make sure I get through everybody. Poolman313, I see you. Eric Kyle, what's going on, brother? See who else we got in here. Jay Shar, what's going on, man? Yes, I'm looking forward to it later on, man. I'm gonna go there this afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and vlog it for you guys and whatnot. And I also got to get up some clips for my trip over here in a little bit that I did since I've been here. Yeah. Speaking of which, there you go, man. Fowler in the building, man. What's going on, brother? Slick Bronx, what's going on? Joshua Smith. Hey, Joshua Smith, I'm probably gonna react to the one that you gave me next week. Cause the video from yesterday and the one that I'm gonna react to now, those came to me prior to you sending the one that you sent me, but I did take a look at it and I'm definitely gonna probably do a live reaction to that one next week. So just be patient with me. And speaking of which, man, if you guys got anything you want me to react to or any foreign testimonials and your experience overseas, that is my email address. Please hit me up there. I know a lot of guys send me stuff on Instagram, but I don't really be on Instagram too much, but every now and then I do come across stuff on Instagram that people send me that's pretty good. So, but I usually check my emails first. That's why I give people my email address. Jacoby, man, what's good? Okay, man, it's thick in here, bro. That's what's up, man. My other member in the building, Rose. What's going on, bro? Let's see, Coach Cart, what's going on? Oh yeah, man. I see. Okay, then Romulus. Okay. Let's see, I forget anybody. Tehran, what's going on, brother? Yeah, we got both Justins in the building, Justin and Justin Harrison. I see y'all. Tactics TV in the building. Let's get it, man. Everybody in here tonight. Let's go. Jacoby. Oh, you from Northside? Okay, then. I'm like, well, hell, shit. I used to stay. I'm like, shit. I used to stay in Westwood. You know, that ain't nothing but a skip, hop, and a jump away. That's what's up. Black Wolf, man. I appreciate that, brother. Cloud Ninja 92. What's going on? All right, I think that's everybody. I'm caught up on the chat. Let me go ahead and bring up Global Passport Crew. Oh, we got Cole Rain in the building too. Seattle boys. All right, I see you. Damn, man. Shit, Cincinnati stand up, man. I see y'all. That's what's up. And how you doing this evening, brother?
I'm doing fine, man. You went off on that video this morning.
Oh God, bro. I don't know. You know what got into me, man. I was just seeing multiple posts of women over here complaining about male podcasters, and I'm just over here like, you know what? I'm gonna address this because I'm about sick and tired of seeing these women complain about men literally just doing the very same thing that they say men don't do enough of, which is open up and speak their mind. So it's like it's just very hypocritical, man. So I'm like, I had to speak on that, man. For me, I think it was kind of mild compared to how I've gone off in the past. You know, I've tried to be better about it because, you know.
Yeah.
But man, you know, sometimes, you know, when you get passionate about what you're talking about, it's like, you know, you just kind of don't give a damn how it comes out. Oh, man. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting because, like I said, more than one person sent me this video. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
I
we're
wanted to see
definitely.
what this video was about because you said it was about traveling over to Africa, and I want to give your audience a little bit more context because I've talked to some people um who've traveled to Africa, and there's some issues over there that I want to share with your viewers about that, just to pass some things along.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm like, especially for guys like I know Maurice Harris. I know he's been vetting an African woman, and he plans on going there as well. Um, so we're gonna see what this is about here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Let me get my let me cover my dot my I's and cross my T's. We got the fair use up. All right, y'all, let's get it. Oh yeah, and I seen that too. It's snowing back home where I'm from. I'm like, bro, I don't miss that. I don't miss that weather for shit, y'all. Let's keep it moving.
This African American lady is here to speak facts and nothing but facts. If ever anyone from the diaspora, if you're a lady and needed a message or a sign before coming to Africa, this is your sign.
People see Ghanaian men, in particular, African men, as family men, not taking into consideration that there's a lot of things that come with that. Africa is not this promised land like everyone thinks it is, or the propaganda that's been spewed. I will speak my truth. Most men don't want a woman saying things that are strong and or truthful and or authoritative. And so most American women are coming with that empowered concept. You didn't have to leave to find a beautiful Black man. In all honesty, what happens to the American woman when she comes here, who she learned to be in her home country, everything that her parents taught her, her guardians taught her, to empower her, to uplift her, to strengthen her through her toxic experiences, they are completely almost shattered when she comes into an environment like this because the women do not have the empowerment that your ancestors fought for. They are just now scratching at the surface. It would probably be much more easier for a man from abroad to come and to find his women because the women kind of like do everything here unless they are rich and or have like a social upbringing of equilibrium, we're Western educated and things to that nature. We can go really deep, but I won't.
Yeah, and you shouldn't because I wouldn't be surprised if those women are struggling to find men just like you are with that Western ass mindset. I don't under. Let me ask you something, Global Passport Crew. I really. What makes these women think that these men in these other countries are going to accept this? Why do they think that?
Um, because they see them, it's a third world country and they ain't got spit, so they ain't got no choice but to do this. That's what I'm thinking. And the observation is totally incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
You can't think that way because that's a different society. You got to understand what that society is. And I did catch this video earlier today, and um, a lot of it is people is the delusion is this. They think that, and this is also going towards some of this going towards the men. What I'm about to say, there's a disillusion thinking that because you're Black, that you coming back home to Africa, you are a foreigner to these people. Okay, however you look at it, you are still a foreigner. If you're going over there, you just can't go over there and think everything's dory. To some extent, it does work for the men, but there's some caveats to that. But you can't go over there with this. Like I always tell you guys, leave America in America.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go over there with that American mindset in this country because you're going to get a bad reality. And I keep telling y'all that. And this is what's happening with these women. They're going over there with that mindset of, yeah, I got this money, I'm this, and that, and these guys have nothing. So I'm gonna go over there and they're gonna be this, and that. They're mostly going for this. It's the sex tourism because that's what Gambia is, and Tanzania is starting to have that reputation. That's what they're going there for. But they figure, well, I'm gonna move down here anyway. But they don't realize that once you break it off, or the relationship and stuff like that, these guys get possessive, and then you deal with domestic violence. That's a whole different gambit of things you're gonna have to deal with these guys, and you got no recourse.
So and here's another thing that I noticed that she mentioned, because I saw some few people in the chat mention it as well. When she said, well, two things really. She said they're just scratching the surface of what the ancestors fought for and Western education. Now, my question for her is well, how is that working for y'all in the United States? Because if that was so true, then wouldn't I'm like, if that was the case, why would you go to Africa of all places? Because she said it herself. You didn't have to leave your country to find a black man. And I'm pretty sure African women or other women that are over there are probably telling her that, because they clearly see in the African woman who seems to be doing a reaction to this video saw the same thing as well. So I really don't understand that. And from what I can tell, the women that do seem to be the African women that do seem to be a little bit westernized, from what I can tell, they seem to be having the same issues that she's complaining about. And I'm like, do you see the same thing or do you see different?
Well, some of the African women ain't chasing these type of dudes because they see it. These guys are possessive and they're abusive and stuff, so they're not even chasing them. But these women from back in America, they want to come over there and chase them, and some of them still have that, I'm all that in a bag of chips attitude, and they're getting bad treatment, and they don't realize the country that they're in. It's a whole different environment when you go overseas, and they just don't get it. And these are supposed to be the most educated women out there. So with that, you should be doing research and understanding the environment you're going into. It's they don't look at women the same way we look at women in the United States, where we give them that type of respect and the dignity and all that other stuff. It's different.
Yeah, you're right about that. That hip with the $5 super chat says Africa is in complete dysfunction.
Boko Haram.
Boko Haram in Nigeria, Egypt is violent war in Nigeria between generals, etc. Safest country in Africa is Botswana. Any thoughts on that? Because I know you familiar with Africa.
As far as with terrorism and stuff and the militia groups and stuff, it's crazy over there. You got to be careful. I mean, even though Austin Holloman, he said he didn't see any of that stuff. He may have not seen it where he was at, but this stuff does exist.
Like, do you know anything about Botswana being the safest country in Africa, or do you recommend any other countries that are considered safe?
Well, most of my stuff is mostly focused on what we call the MENA, which is Middle East, North Africa. So anything with Africa is going to roll around the northern portion, like Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, that area, and the rest of the Middle East. This is more south, so I wouldn't really know I know a little bit, but not too much.
Oh, okay. So is it safe to say or think that maybe south and the eastern part, or maybe more like southeastern? Because I think southeastern is kind of like that Tanzania, Ethiopia, Madagascar kind of area. Would you say like those
Ethiopia,
those
no.
parts of Africa are safer than the parts you're referring to?
Morocco is safe.
Okay.
Morocco is safe. Tunisia, certain parts of Tunisia is safe. Just stay away from the southern portion of Tunisia. That's when you're getting into Libya, and Libya got it's been in crisis ever since the downfall of Muammar Gaddafi. Um, um, it's just all jacked up in certain parts of Africa. Um, South Africa, yeah, you can go down there. That's pretty cool, but you got to be careful with the crime down there. It's just you gotta have you got to do the research. I haven't heard anything with Kenya, so I'm guessing Kenya's okay. Uganda, I haven't heard anything with Uganda. I got friends from Uganda over there. I haven't heard
Right.
anything bad over
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, and O'Shea Duke Jackson he been living in Uganda for how long now? I'm like, he seems to be pretty happy over there. I know.
yeah,
I think the one thing he complained about was scammers. That was about it.
yeah, I gotta probably go over there for a wedding if I get the
Oh,
invite. I'm probably a friend of mine's from school. She's getting married. So, oh,
okay.
Uganda's a level 3. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just yeah, thanks for you. Let me see something. Thanks for that super chat. That's hip. I appreciate you, brother. Now I know some brother. Let's see, Maurice, because Maurice named a place in Africa that I recently discovered that I want to go to. Because it is just so beautiful. Seychelles. That place doesn't even look like it's real.
Hey,
I'm talking about like the water is so clear you can see the bottom of the ocean. It's crazy. And it's like
hey,
a really small, and it's like a really small,
mhm.
like secluded place, and and it's like only like a couple hotels that you can stay there at. And I'm like, it's crazy, man. But it looks gorgeous though.
Hey, Maurice, what's the scoop with Cameroon? Is that okay?
I didn't know Ethiopia was a level 3, man. That's crazy. That hip said country Botswana says has the lowest crime rate in the continent. So that I'm like, so that's why he was saying that's the safest country. Okay. All right. Hold on. Whoa, man. Shout out to Andre and Andrea Love Crossing Borders with the super chat says support black male media. Chat lives matter. Passport sisters embarrassing their movement. They are going back to the States in tears after thinking African men will treat them different, man. Thank you so much for that super chat, Andre and Andrea Love Crossing Borders. I'm like, and I know, and I think he's just coming off a live show with Kings and Dreams and Obsidian. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out when I get a chance. Thank you so much, Andre. I appreciate you, man. One of these days when I come back to Columbia, man, I'm like definitely gonna have to link for sure. Oh man, let's see. Think we okay. Maurice said he's gonna look that up for you.
Oh, it's a level 2. Okay, that
Oh
sounds
yeah, he
good.
said it's level 2. Okay, that ain't bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, he said he want to go there too. All right. I still can't believe Ethiopia is a level 3, man, because I've been hearing a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
good things about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not
Mhm.
surprised. Um, that's and this is going back to what I was saying. Female traveling, going to places like when I talked about the Peace Corps operated in some of these countries in Africa and they had SA issues. They were being SA'd.
Mm.
We're talking thousands of cases in over 50 years. And there was issues about cover-ups and stuff like that. So being a female in the Peace Corps going out there, it was a danger for these ladies doing that stuff. And also in India and other places. So these women going over there, yeah, they were getting, the romance part wasn't the issue, but now they got to deal with the violence and stuff because they think, oh, this stuff is not going to happen to me. Well, honey, you're wrong. It is happening. And you didn't plan it and
Mm-hmm.
think it out properly because you think you can go over there and bring that American attitude with you. You can't do that. And guys, same thing with you guys. If you're going overseas, whether Colombia, Brazil, DR, whatever, you got to leave America in America.
Yeah, because another thing that I've noticed that she said that was a red flag was she used the word authoritative. And that right there is where she dropped the ball at. I'm like, you're trying to come to more of a patriarchal setting with an authoritative attitude. I'm
That
like,
will
this just
not
goes.
fly.
This just goes to show. This once again proves my point when I say all the time on this channel, bro. These women do not want leaders. They just want a man to pay for everything, and they want to lead the relationship. And I don't know why the fuck they think that's gonna work.
It's
That that
good.
on, that that only works with the men that they don't want.
And let me tell you something. Over there, they will deploy violence in a heartbeat when you try it, because
Mhm.
overseas, in those type of countries, especially third world type countries, they will do. You will not do emasculate them. They will chop. They will chop your head off in a heartbeat. They don't care.
Be careful, ladies. All right, let's keep it moving.
But there's so many tiers. There's so many tiers. You have to be wise about your decisions as to why you're coming here. The reason why I came here was bloody darn stupid.
These sons of Pharaoh, they will leave you in a desert without water. Now, when I watched a video, I was like, whoa. And prayers to her because I love the way she expressed herself to the core. When she said it's not all beds of roses in Africa, she meant it. And I think majority of the times we don't speak about the fact that we have our sisters from the diaspora coming also to Africa to start a life or for relationship, seeking love, wanting an endeavor of starting a new life in Africa. Like it's so easy for men, of course. And I saw this video from O'Shea Duke Jackson when he was talking about how difficult it is for the sisters from the diaspora to establish themselves in Africa. And I was like, hold on, why? But after seeing this lady, I understood what he was saying. It is actually hard. God forbid, and you're coming to Africa because you talked with someone online and you think, I'm going to Africa, I'm going to chase this relationship and make it work. I want to warn you, my sisters, the moment you put yourself in a position of coming to Africa for a relationship, you need to be prepared to be taken advantage of because in Africa, we have a certain mindset about African American ladies. Okay. You are empowered in America, like she said. But when you come here, your walls are going to crumble down. You're going to start from scratch. You're going to start from zero, establishing yourself in a new culture, adjusting to the new ways of living or existing with African people, most especially a man, because in Africa, it's different. Like in America, it's different. In Africa, when you come here, you're gonna have to let your guard down and let the man be everything. And I'm sorry to break it to you, you're gonna experience a lot of bullshit from African men. This is why I say be on guard. Make sure you have some little money on you that when things don't work out, you are not stuck in a situation you don't want to be in. And you must know this man, even if, yes, he might have good intentions of being with you, African men, not even African men, in Africa in general, because we think you have more money than us, the intention of using you is going to be there. Like when she said she experienced a lot of difficulties with the sisters in Africa, they're going to look at you like, so you must really have lowered your standards to be with an African man on the continent of Africa. You left your good life in America and you're here to suffer with African men. And here in Africa, we have that thing of like, oh, okay. So you're here. You can have them. Let's see how it works well for you. God forbid if you are like some of the ladies that see from America that come to Africa with an entitlement mindset, like I'm American, everybody's supposed to bow down to me, honey, and you do not lower yourself to fit into the culture, knowing the language, making friends, understanding your community, it's going to be difficult.
And I'm glad she mentioned that because, like you and myself, we say the same thing to the fellas. I think this is clearly something that's easily. I think men are more receptive to this than women are. Because we always talk about how women are stuck in their ways, especially when they hit a certain age. Um, this African woman is 100% right, but I do have a question though, because the way she speaks of African men and the way things are set up over there, I think this is probably a good example of what the other lady that she was reacting to was saying. Because if this African woman is having these complaints about African men and how relationships are, then my question is how are y'all? What's dating like in Africa? I'm really, after hearing her talk this way about men in her country, I'm kind of curious to see exactly like how relationships operate over there, because it seems like, clearly it's a patriarchal continent, but when I hear African women like her speak on it, it seems they're not really happy with it. And maybe this is kind of a good, like I said, this is a good example of an African woman being, somewhat westernized to a degree. And I don't know, it just, I don't know, it just kind of makes me question, what's dating like over there for real. Because this isn't the first time I've seen African women, say this about African men. But maybe, I don't know if maybe, they're just kind of accepting of it, or I don't know, maybe they're just following this westernized feminist agenda, and they're just following the same path of destruction that some of our Western women are. And yeah, because even Maurice says she comes off like that's how she come off. I'm like, because all of a sudden I'm more interested in what she has to say more so than the woman that she's reacting to. I'm like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, you have to look at the culture, overall. I mean, this is just her. I mean, we don't know if the whole culture has the same mindset as her. I mean, you can look at the Arab culture. There are some women that, that maybe like for example, when I was in Israel, I have Palestinian women, they may dress like modern women, but they keep their culture close to their chest, and they're going to act appropriately according to their culture and their religion, and the guys may be, a little bit, sticking closer to their religion and their culture and stuff like that. So they may operate more modernly, but you're still gonna act according to society norms and stuff like that. You're not going to have premarital sex with just anybody and stuff like that. That's not cool. Some may do it, others may not. It all depends. They may not want you to dress so provocatively and stuff like that, and things like that. It's like a friend of mine, she's Palestinian, and she's like, hey, we don't get, when we was talking about them eating bacon, she was like, hey, we don't get that religious like that. Some of us do eat bacon. So it was like, oh, I didn't know y'all were like that. Yeah, some of us do. So it all depends. It all depends on the society and the culture and how they operate. Some are stricter than others, and that
Right.
could be the same situation here, not just all Africa, because you got the continent of Africa, but you got different countries within Africa that operate differently. And just to hit on Original Man, he had made a comment about the women getting deleted in the Gambia. Just to add a
Yeah.
little more context to that, it's also because of the fact that you have people from the United States going over to Gambia and purchasing land. These are land that belongs to the people of Gambia. That's their like ancestors' land, and now you got Americans just coming over there and just buying it up. And it's kind of offensive because Gambia is poor,
Mm-hmm.
and these are people that don't want other people buying this land. So some of these women are going out there buying this land, and all of a sudden they're getting deleted, and that's part of the reason why some of these people are getting unalive. So you kind of have to look at it in context similar to the history of the occupation that's going on in Israel. It's like when they first came over here, they started buying up land, and that's what you're getting is like another version of what happened in Israel when the Zionist Jews came over and they started buying land and causing all this conflict. This is basically what's happening. You just can't go into a poor country like that and just start buying up land and doing this and doing that, because what are you doing to the indigenous people that lived there all their life?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful when you do stuff like that, because a lot of people going over there saying, oh yeah, we're going to buy some land up and this and that and yada yada this. Okay, what does the indigenous people have to say? Right now you got hatred of us in Colombia because we're buying property and we're gentrifying Medellin, and the rates of apartments has gone up. Now the locals can't afford being in these places, so they get mad at us because we
Mm-hmm.
got the place.
I've been seeing complaints about that. Yeah, and not only that, it's trickled back down to the Americans, because now I'm starting to see more Americans complaining about how high the prices are in Medellin, and the locals there are giving Americans gringo prices due to the inflation in Medellin as well. So I don't know. Medellin might be a place I might, as much as I would love to go back, and I love it there. I love the weather. Beautiful women everywhere. Still currently in contact with the woman that I was dating there. She wants me to come back. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, just from a finance perspective, it just doesn't seem to be worth it. You're probably better off going to a smaller city like Barranquilla, or even like a Santa Marta or something like that, and getting you a place there where the locals will probably be a little bit more welcoming, because Americans ain't going to these other cities and buying up property. It seems to mostly just be Medellin, and to a smaller degree Cartagena, but it seems like most of the properties that's being bought up in Colombia is in Medellin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But when you're
And I
talking
like
about,
this other comment somebody left as well, Zeta, because I actually I've actually observed this from foreign women all across the globe, not just African women. And this is typically the response that I hear from foreign women on why they like American women, and why they like American men. And that seems to be the more consistent response that I see, is that American men treat their women better. So I find it a little bit funny that American women complain about American men so much, but foreign women love us because we treat our women better. So it sounds to me, from the way foreign women observe relationships in America, I think they see the lopsided dynamic that's going on in the West. So when they see how American men are treating American women, and they see how American women are behaving, this is one of the reasons why foreign women are looking at y'all and laughing at y'all and criticizing y'all the same way American men do, because they're looking at y'all like, damn, these men are doing this for y'all and it's not enough. Meanwhile, we can't even get our men over here to do what y'all men are doing. Or it's I don't know, it's just a funny dynamic. It's just something that I've observed since coming into this space. I'm like, have you noticed it at all?
yeah, I've heard that constantly with in different countries, even Latin America to Africa, to the Middle East. It's just we're more a gentleman type of a society where we court our women. We're not abusive. We just talk to our women, very nicely and stuff, and do things. That's just our lifestyle. That's just a westernized lifestyle. And they want that type of a guy.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, let's keep it moving. I want to see what else you got to say.
Not here to discourage you, but I'm here to say the truth the way it is. Because when this lady says, I am miserable, she means it. And she regrets, why did I pack my bags to come to Africa? And I'm here to tell you, before you make that huge decision to pack your bags, sis, make sure you have a backup plan. Because I'm going to tell you the facts. Unless if you have money, and even if you have money still, you're going to meet people that are going to have to use you. Be on guard, be serious, be about your business, be about your money. Don't flaunt it. Don't take nonsense. Even if you're here for a relationship, you want to get your African boo thing. No, they are vouchers here and they want to use you. That mindset of the African prince, it does not exist in real reality. African men are smooth talkers. Like if you have watched 90 Day Fiance, you see how people act when they want the green card. And that's the reality. They'll act nice and all cute in the beginning, and they'll be calculating what can I get from her. And you know what, my sisters from the diaspora, I beg of you, never, ever, 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 ever come with the mindset to the motherland that I have money. I'm not looking for money. I can provide for myself. I don't give a shit if this man doesn't have. Honey, leave your masculine energy in America. Literally, just undress yourself of that masculine energy.
And there you have it. See, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. Why is it so easy for foreign women to recognize that this is masculine energy, but when you try to explain this to women in the West, oh, I'm just strong and independent and you can't handle me? Like, I don't get it, man. It's like even for foreign women, most foreign women tend to look at American women the same way American men do.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all wonder why men are leaving, why passport bros is a thing. And then y'all want to try to turn around and do the same thing. And then when we tell y'all it ain't gonna work.
And I'm not even calling this masculine energy. That's just bad behavior. That's just bad behavior. It's not masculine energy. You're not going to blame this on men, the way you're acting. It's bad behavior. You're behaving badly. And I just get fed up when people say masculine energy. No, it's bad behavior. First of all, you got masculine energy. That means you got a psychological problem. There's no excuse of you having anything masculine in you except for a penis. That's the only thing that should be in you. Okay? That's just bad behavior. You're just acting badly. This is, this whole going over to Africa, with all the stuff that's been going on in Africa as of late, you want to go over there and tell these guys what they can do and what they can't do? There's freaking terrorism going on in Africa. You really want to play around with that?
Not at all. But I'm like, this is just like it's just starting to become a comedy show to think that these women can. Ladies, y'all, American women, y'all really got to stop making everything a competition. Y'all can't do everything men can do, and that's okay. Y'all need to be willing to accept that, because men have no problem accepting that we can't do everything a woman does. So I don't know why that's so difficult for y'all to understand, but so easy for us to understand. It's man. But y'all the most educated ones, though. All right.
When you are deciding to be with an African person, make sure they are educated, they are financially stable, they can take care of you, and act like you are lame and broke. You got nothing. Your life is in their hands when it comes to provision. Because the moment you dare open your mouth and speak anything concerning money, that's it. They're going to use you. They are going to use you. Yes, someone can use you when they love you, but they love you because of the benefits they can get off you. As a lady from the diaspora, these men are going to be looking at the green card. They're going to be looking at that American citizenship. Times they will even like be pushing you to like, okay, now we've gotten each other. Let's go back to America, because now they're thinking of the opportunities. And you're thinking, I'm living in America, I'm coming to Africa to start a new life. But for them, they are calculating otherwise. So just make sure you are on the same page with this person. Because in America, I feel like you can do anything. Like in America, the bare minimum, even if like you make $3,000 or $4,000 bare minimum in America, it is a lot when you bring it to Africa. Like compared to Africa, that's a lot of money. And I will tell you the truth. A normal, ordinary guy in Africa cannot make that amount of money. So make sure you are prepared for a poverty life when you come to Africa. Like literally, I mean the bare minimum. Because if you can calculate what $2,000 can do for you in Africa, you are rich, baby. And chances of you finding a man who can even provide 50% of that, it's like a probability of 10 to 100.
Damn, are you serious? I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I understand, their economy isn't ours. But this is what we keep trying to tell. This is what we keep trying to tell women that are trying to do this passport sis thing. It's like, and this is why it's so stupid to me, Global Passport Crew. You mean to tell me, instead of you going 50-50 with an American man, because that's just unacceptable, y'all gonna go and put yourselves in a situation where y'all gonna go to another country and more than likely have to provide even more than the 50% that you would have to provide in the States. Because in these other countries, men don't make the money that American men make. And to be honest with you, I kind of spoke on this the other day. I think in one of my videos. This is one of the reasons why women tend to date down, even though they claim to be hypergamous. The problem with exercising hypergamy is that it has to come with a certain level of submission and cooperation that Western women just don't want to be a part of it. That's why you got this American woman going to Africa over here complaining, if you come over here, with speaking authoritative. I'm like, and as soon as she said that, I would, for real, when she said that, that's what made me want to react to it. When I heard the word authoritative come out of her mouth, because I'm thinking to myself, you mean to tell me you thought you was gonna go to Africa and tell an African man what to do?
I want you to think about this. You've got these women talking about, he's got to be on my level, got to make a certain amount of money. But they let Pookie and Ray Ray, they ain't got shit getting in between their legs for free.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to go over to Africa to people who are like guys that are dirt poor with big penises get in there for free. What does that say about you?
Mm-mm.
That is some major dysfunctional shit.
Bruh. Oh my God.
It is like hypocrisy to a brand new fucking level that it's like, I can't rock with that type of shit. I really can't. You're going to travel over to Africa that is some, and I'm not ragging on these guys over there. I'm not dissing them in any way, shape, or form. But you got to keep it on the rail. You got the cream of the crop men, 6 figures, or even 5 figures, making good money, have good living, and y'all willing to throw it all the way for guys that are like, one, you got the street losers out there, and then you want to go over and get the guys that are dirt poor, living in huts and stuff like that, or because they got big penises. And what will that get you? And then they get possessive and they DV on your ass if you decide to leave or you don't want them anymore. See what type of stuff you get yourself into, and all you could have gotten was these good guys. But y'all had said so much crap about these good guys who are now passport bros. They don't want nothing to do with you because you're just a bag of trouble. You're confusing. It's too much of a headache to deal with you.
Yeah. Prius 2099, that you hit the nail on the head right there. I mean, Global Passport Crew basically said the same thing. I'm like that's when I came across that post on Facebook. That's what made me read it on that video that I did earlier, because I was thinking to myself, how is it that these women can sit over here and believe this narrative that during your best years, just have fun, and then when you're ready to settle down, which is usually past their prime, now a man is supposed to commit to you in a way that all the men that you had your fun with didn't have to do. Because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to me how you can sit over here and you can increase your standards after you done been ran through, after you done been damaged, and you tired of going from one dude to another. Now you want something serious. The problem is that y'all don't understand men, and men don't want to deal with that because men understand what comes with it. Thanks to spaces like spaces like this on YouTube. And men are waking up, and it's kind of like it's just a headache that men are no longer willing to put up with because there's just no incentive. I'm like, there's barely even an incentive to get married, but then on top of that, the women that want to get married are the ones that are pretty much ran through and damaged, and it's like I gotta come in and fix everything. I gotta come in and be the cleanup man. Nah, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And honestly, even if you switch the genders up, I wouldn't expect a woman to come into a situation where a man got hella kids by different women and shit and expect. It's like, so I don't understand. Oh man, it's dude, the brainwashing in the States. Yo, whatever they tried to accomplish, they accomplished it. Because and I see it, and let me tell you something on Gold Passport Crew. I'm like, I see it on Facebook every day because most of my friends on Facebook are women, and that's pretty much all I see is single moms complaining about not having a man. I'm like, but the part that they conveniently leave out is that they got about 3-4 kids, and what they're not admitting is that what they really want is the man to help them with the bills. They ain't concerned about all that other lovey-dovey shit like they claim they are. Because if you were to do all that and then didn't have anything to do with the kids, I'm like, they gonna walk away from you anyway. So, and like I mentioned in the other video that I reacted to, men don't look to women to provide for their children the same way women expect a man to come into a situation to provide for their children. So that's another thing that women in the West don't seem to understand. But if you deal with a foreign woman and she's a single mom, she's just as grateful as women were before my time that were single moms. I'm like, to be honest with you, I'm like, I think this is one of the reasons why my mom was so good to my dad, because me and my sister don't have the same father. You want to know what's crazy? I actually just met my sister's father for the first time days before I left to come out here and start traveling again. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Well, I can see why. I mean, because my mom ain't no different, you guys. When I saw my sister's biological father, the first thing I noticed was what everybody else used to say about him was how tall he was, because he used to play basketball in high school. He's about a good 6'4". As you guys know, my dad is 5'7". Had my sister at a young age, but I mean, it's like I said, man. Yo, if you gonna deal with a single mom, you guys, man, get you a foreign woman. I'm like, at least she appreciate you and be and treat you well. I'm like, you deal with a single mom in the States, it's just all entitlement. I'm like, mm. All right, let me see here. I think I got a
Super chat.
Original Man $5 super chat says there are a series of apology videos making the rounds here on YouTube by American Black women, but the damage is already done and we are leaving. Hey, you know what?
Absolutely.
Somebody else said that as well, man. Can somebody please send me that video or those videos so I can check
They're on
that out?
TikTok too.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to yeah, somebody send me those or I have to find them myself. But I know what was I gonna say? Nah, it'll come back to me. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, the thing is, it's the damage is already done. The name calling it's done, and it's not even so much as done; it's still going on. And I think a lot of this is based on right now what we're seeing in our society, the moratorium, and a lot of this funding has gone to illegal immigration, the illegal immigrants that are here, and the high eviction rates. Now they're starting to see that Pookie and Ray Ray ain't supplying them with helping them out. So who's the one that can help them out was the dudes they called lame and corny and boring. And what did they became? They became the passport bros. And guess where they're going? They're going overseas. Now they realize these guys are going back and forth overseas. They got money.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like, well, we got to get these guys because we're sleeping in, storage units and at their sister's house. And I got all these kids because you didn't think about using protection, on these little dudes that you thought they can clap cheeks better than these lame dudes. And it's like, how do you know that? It has nothing to do with this size of the penis. Is you're basically attracted to bad dudes. That's just what it is. You're attracted to bad dudes. That's why you think sex is better with these guys as opposed to the guys that are doing the right things in life. Because you convinced in your mind, because sex is mental. It's not physical, it's mental. And you convinced in your mind that these dudes that work hard and do their thing, they're boring.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned. It's funny you mentioned storage units because I was looking at a post on Facebook and this was hilarious. And I should have expected that a woman was going to defend this shit. There was a couple that supposedly was staying in a storage unit, or some women that were staying. I think it was some women that were staying in a storage unit, and apparently whoever runs the storage unit found out that they were living there and kicked them out. Now, to some degree, I actually kind of agree with what she said, because she was like, well, if they ain't bothering nobody, why did you feel the need to kick them out if they were paying for it? And I get that, but at the same time, these people have rules and stuff that they got to go by too. And, if whoever is in charge there overlooks y'all doing that, they more than likely can get in trouble themselves. So, at the same time, it's like, you got to cover your ass and keep your job. I'm not about to lose my job all for the sake of, feeling sorry for y'all because y'all can't afford to find a place to stay.
And there's some health regulations on that too.
Right. Exactly. I ain't even get to that. So yeah, I thought that was funny because I saw that the other day. I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, you mean to tell me inflation is hitting women so hard that y'all over here staying in storage units?
Yeah. Sleeping in cars.
I'm like, y'all making more money than ever. Y'all claim to be the most educated, but is really the most enrolled. Y'all supposedly own more houses than men. And I actually found out recently the only reason why that is through divorce, supposedly. all this time I was thinking it was because women are doing so much better than men. Become to find out, a lot of these women that own homes is because they got it the house through divorce.
Yeah.
I'm like, and y'all wonder why men out here are stressing, giving y'all prenups now. It's like, it's almost as if like women want all the protection when it comes to relationships and marriage, and they don't want men to have anything to protect themselves whatsoever. But men are supposed to provide everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what incentive, ladies? How does that incentivize a man to want to get married in the States? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
All right, let's
Well,
keep
at
it
least
moving.
not for them.
Do not get into this excitement. Oh, I got an African man. This is and you know what? These African men, they know that these American ladies, they are coming to Africa. They just want to be with an African man. They have this fantasy about Africa. Yo. They want to brag that my man is from the motherland. They use that as an advantage, and you will find they will be telling their friends the real intentions for you and about you. It is not a fantasy world in Africa. And however much we come here and say me and Dagire, come to the motherland, it is way easier for men to come to the motherland. If you are an African American lady, please, my sister, I beg of you, be on guard. Most especially when you do not have people like you. You do not have the support system. It can get lonely. It's like waking up and going to a foreign country where you cannot speak their language. It gets lonely. And really nothing much can prepare you for the experiences that you're going to find in a new country or in a new environment. But all I can say is basically expect the worst. At least when you see the good, then your heart will come down. But be prepared for the worst. At least let it turn out otherwise. But at least you know you left America knowing I'm going to a place where nobody knows me. This mindset of some American people thinking I'm coming to the motherland, everyone should be seeing me like a king or queen. Oh my God, yada yada yada. Africa will humble you. And they are going to use you for clout because now they feel like you have upgraded their lives. Now they feel like they have the rights to treat African women like shit, but still they're going to compare you to African women. Oh, our women are like this. You cannot do this. They don't yell at me. Now you're yelling. Oh, they don't talk back. Now you're talking back. Oh, they no. Now they're going to compare you to the typical African girl. But mind you, you are from a fast-paced environment and your mind does not work like that. So literally you're going to have to belittle yourself to fit in. The man that you're going to be laying with next to you in Africa, just know 100% he is capable of robbing you. Okay? I know, guys, I'm not trying to discourage you, but it's the reality. It's different for men and women. So you must have a mindset of, I am a lady. He must know you got something that he must not step on you, but don't show him that. Like, it's like me, Natkunda Esther. I am working. I can provide for everything that I want. If a man is going to come into my life, they know for sure. If I don't provide for her, she can even get somebody better than me, or even her herself, she can provide. But don't have a mindset of me, Natkunda Esther, I can do everything for myself. So even when I'm in this relationship, I will keep on doing everything for myself. So I'm saying, being with African men, don't bring that mindset, because now they're gonna use you. They're gonna use you. They're gonna give you the bare minimum.
I gotta say something about that, because it just goes back to what we were talking about earlier. So we got women out here that say they don't want to do 50-50, yet y'all would rather go to another country where you're more than likely going to get used once these men realize that you can provide for yourself. And mind you, the same thing doesn't apply to men, because, well, y'all make it pretty easy for us to make that claim, because it seems like every woman in the States wants a 6-figure man. Like, that's just, such an easy thing to do, and y'all want it overnight just like that. I'm like, most guys don't hit their financial stride. I was at the earliest, The earliest, maybe mid late 30s, but it's usually like in their 40s and 50s. I'm like, and I think another thing that women don't realize is this is one of the reasons why men typically don't want to settle down till they get later in age, is because men are being more rational and they understand how women work. They understand the likelihood of divorce. So therefore, men are going to wait till they're they're financially secure enough to be prepared for any hiccups, or maybe one day she just wakes up and feels different and all of a sudden, oh, I want a divorce, and now she over here trying to take half of everything and don't want you to see the kids and shit like that. So it's I just, good God, bro, I tell you, man, if women could walk in men's shoes just for a short amount of time. Funny, actually, come to think of it, there was a woman who did that, and she unalived herself when she realized how hard men had it. I'm like, because I made this point before. I'm like, you notice you don't see a lot of women transitioning to be men, but you see a whole lot of men transitioning to be women. So that right there tells you who has it easier. Tell you, man. Like, well, let me see. I think I got a super chat. Fade Sanko, I apologize if I butchered your name. Said here to show support and keep on keeping on. Thank you, appreciate that. Oh yeah, an original man earlier, man. Got to give you an applause for y'all super chats as well.
I got to give this woman some pushback because I think she's wrong about the whole. She thinking that black women are going over there thinking that if I get an African man, that's a flex. No, it's not a flex. I think women are going over there for penis. That's what it is. That's all
Yeah.
That's all it can be for.
Mm-hmm.
SEX tourism. That's why they're going over there. Let's get these young dudes with the long ones and that with the long pipe, and that's it. It's getting piped down. That's all it's for. Because what else they can offer? You got to be incredibly stupid. Exactly. That's exactly. They want Mendingo.
But and that just goes to show, and that just makes them look more hypocritical, because you can't sit over here and say all American men can offer you is dick, but then you turn around and go to another country where they can only offer you the same thing. And not only that, you're going to actually have to provide even more financially for those men than you would back in the States.
Well, they do that with Pookie and Ray Ray anyway.
I tell you, man, these women want to be, they want to wear the pants in the relationship so bad. They're just not willing to say it, because in reality is they know if they were to be out, if women were outspoken about that just as much as they are about everything else, it would be like 0.00001% chance of them finding what they're looking for, and they already having a hard time doing that alone. So just imagine how bad it would be if they just said, look, we don't want men to lead, we want to lead relationships. I'm like, bro, you already got men checking out. I'm like, because the actions show that y'all really don't want men to lead relationships. I'm like, and this just goes to show it, bro. I'm like, it's sad.
Exactly. It's what else could it be? Because you don't want the cream of the crop because you can't control them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll tell you, you know what, you want to bust out an attitude like that? Bye. You're not running this relationship. And I don't know what is this power control if you have to be in control. Why? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and the main reason why it doesn't make sense for me on Global Passport Crew is, in order for you to be a leader, you have to learn how to take accountability when things don't go right. And we all know women are allergic to accountability. So I find it a bit weird that you got women over here. You got some women coming out here saying, we can lead, we can be authoritative and y'all and blase. I'm like, right, but when shit hits the fan, instead of you looking at self and fixing your issues, you would rather just deflect and point the finger at the man and say it's your fault, and he had no control whatsoever on what the hell happened or what went wrong.
But my whole
I'm like,
thing,
men get we get blamed for shit that we can't control all the damn time. And
but
I
what
think
is,
that's another reason why men are checking out.
but what is this need of I need to lead? Why is there such a hard on you got to have power? Why? What is this hard on if you got to have power?
Mm,
That's what I'm saying. People who seek power can only use it for to be corrupt.
exactly. Exactly.
That's all
Because
the reason doing it.
and you're
You're gonna
right,
do the
because
same thing doing it.
the women who typically, you know, are the masculine ones in a relationship, those are the ones that tend to fail more often. For the very reason what you just said.
Because they corrupt. Look at the lady in that town that she with that small little town. She spent all that damn money. Now the FBI is investigating her. Why? She's corrupt.
Exactly.
It's all about being corrupt. That's why y'all seek power. And now y'all want to do in a relationship to do what? No, guys are not doing it. You were put on this earth, and it says in the Bible to be the helpmate for man, meaning you are the helping man. That's what you are put there for. You want to go up against the Bible? Be my guest. You want to go up against God? Be my guest. But nobody's treating you like that. That's the point.
Well, West Side Ninja might have a point right there, Global Passport Crew.
That's the point.
Could have a point there. I'm like, that might be why they want to have power. I'm like, let's see the super chat here. Original man, the $2 super chat said that female SWAT team effed up the obstacle course. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I did a reaction to that, man. That was hilarious. Like the women couldn't even finish the obstacle course, man. It was a SWAT team. I'm thinking to myself, if I ever need SWAT, I don't want to all women SWAT team. I'm sorry, not if my life on the line. You got me fucked up. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't. When I saw that, I was like,
Oh, I
damn,
gotta
y'all
see
can't.
that video.
I'm like, damn, like y'all can't even get across the It was like they all got there's a part where it looks like they're on some kind of zip line and they're trying to get across like this little thing of water. Bro, it was 4 of them. And I think before the clip cut off, about 3 of them had already fell in the water and got out. And it was just, it was hilarious. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, there goes equality for you. Like, and those will be the same women that say there's a pay wage gap and we should get the same pay as them. I'm like, y'all will be the women that say y'all want the same pay as men in SWAT, even though the men in SWAT can do more than you. Okay. Oh man, I tell you. Thank you for that super chat, original man. Man, appreciate you, brother. Give that brother a round of applause real quick before we get back into it. Oh man, and shout out to Rose for the super chat. Damn, y'all know I can't remember all these currencies.
I think that's
What is
Euro.
that? What is that? Euro?
Yeah.
That's Euro, ain't it? Yeah, man. Thank you for the 10 euro, Rose. Man, I'm trying to make sure I'm called. I think I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah, appreciate that help. I thought that's what it was. All right, man. Let's go ahead and continue. We only got about 3 more minutes of this video left. Oh, yeah, and before I forget, man, somebody sent me this is a first. Somebody sent me a Cash App, a Bitcoin. Shout out to Randy Irvin, man. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Well, I'm not gonna read off the numbers because it's just too many, but uh, yeah, I got a little Bitcoin, so man, I appreciate that, bro. Real talk. Guys, invest in cryptocurrency, man, if you can. Let's keep it moving.
And black men in Africa, they suffer with something called the bare minimum syndrome. They will give you the bare rest of the bare rest minimum. And they expect your entire self in return. Okay? So sis, let no man take advantage of you. Let no man don't be a victim when you come to Africa. Don't. Yo, I had to take a deep sigh. I got everything out from my chest. But keep on watching your channel because like you really get to know what really goes down on the ground in the motherland. Because girl, if you're gonna come and you're naive and you're just excited to be in the motherland and have your African boot there, you might end up having the worst experience of your life. Okay? So don't pack your life all together at once. Come give it a try 1, 2, 3 months and see how it's going. And if it's going good, then you can make a profound decision to leave America. And if you see it's kind of like sketchy, he's not stepping up, he's not giving you money, he's not paying for your housing, he's not feeding you, he is not good enough to be your man. Because if he was with an African woman, he would do it because he is obliged to. It's just that here in Africa, they know they are obliged to providing the bare minimum because as African ladies also we suffer from accepting the bare minimum syndrome. So your standard in America, he must keep up to that standard.
I'm gonna just let it finish. I'm gonna say something about that later, but I'm gonna just let her finish because it's only like a minute left.
Don't play yourself down for the sake of being with an African man. Anyway, I've talked a lot, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Have you had these?
I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think you westernized as hell. I'm sorry. Yo, I'm sorry, but I think this woman is westernized. This African woman she's being honest, but I gotta be honest. But I gotta be honest. She comes off a little bit westernized. I pay attention to some of the lingo that she mentioned, and the part that really stood out at the end when she said, "You need to keep your standard up here." Ooh, ma'am. She did that in the States and it didn't work. What the hell make you think that's gonna happen if she comes to Africa? Because she just said it herself. More than likely that she's not gonna find it there. So if your standard was too high for American man, what the hell make you think that's gonna work in Africa? Especially when you over here talking about being authoritative and shit. I don't know, man. I tell you what, man,
It's the delusion.
Man, some women really do just give other women really bad advice, all for the sake of the sisterhood and just coddling one another. It's like they're never gonna be brutally honest with one another, man. It's very few women do. Yeah, Maurice agrees with me. Westernized as hell, man. She over here talking about boo thing, and I'm paying attention to everything that African woman said. I'm like, okay, I hear you. You sound westernized as hell. Talking about some accepting the bare minimum and boo thing. She's using American terms, y'all. It's like, bruh. I mean, I'm like, I wouldn't be shocked if she's single too. Based on how she's talking about African men and how African women accepting. Yeah. Let me see. Who is... I'm sorry. I gotta check this out. Oh, we over here reacting to this video, this African woman reacting to this American woman complaining about her dating situation in Africa. Damn, I don't know why that name looked familiar to me, but I don't know. It probably looks familiar to me because I just came from Thailand, and some people I'm like, I've seen names in Thailand that look similar to that. Mm, yeah, look, everybody think she's westernized. Mm-mm. Yeah, Tony the best. Come on, man. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but yeah. Uh, but I don't want this to discourage brothers from going to Africa because I know Maurice said he's going. Austin's been there. I know a few other guys that have been there and said really good things about Africa. You know, they've recommended I go there. Uh, ooh, okay, that explains why she kind of looks familiar. Um, so apparently she was a host on a dating show in Uganda. Hmm. Oh, okay. The that Uganda dating show that O'Shea been doing. Okay. Okay, got you. Yep. Mm-mm. Man,
Well,
final
well,
thought.
the thing is, you shouldn't be discouraged of going. Just utilize some common sense about where you're going, because there are some situations that's happening in Africa that you need to be aware of. Now, I've heard Austin said that, you know, he's been to certain places where people said there's terrorists and stuff happening, and he didn't experience it. Well, yeah, I'm not going to say he's a liar, but these situations do exist, and this is based on reporting that these groups do exist in those areas. Now, he may have not been in those areas where things has happened, but you know, I'm not going to, not going to say he's lying or anything like that because it doesn't happen every day. So, but you got these threat levels that's popping up saying it's a threat level 3 over here. Well, else I'm gonna go with? We just lost 2 Navy SEALs off an operation off the coast of one of the African countries. Why the Navy SEALs are over there? I got Green Berets doing training missions in Africa. Why? Obviously, something's going on down there.
Mm-mm.
So, I'm like I said, I'm not calling anybody a liar because obviously he was safe there. So, but you just gotta utilize your common sense when you're going down there. Hey, excuse me. But basically, guys, exercise your caution when you go down there. Do your research. Just like Maurice. Thanks, Maurice, for putting that info out. Go to the travel advisory that's on the U.S. State Department, which is travel.state.gov, and look at the countries you're going to and just see what's going on over there. And check to see, is there anything happening over there. For the most part, you should be okay, but just be careful where you're going. And in regards to trying to move over there, oh, there were some other issues why some ladies are leaving, and a lot of it had to deal with like visas and stuff like that, the process and what they were promised and what they didn't promise. Going there as a female, some of these government officials will take advantage of you
Mm.
because you don't have, again, this is going back to customs. When you have a husband there, they won't do that because the husband will be there to protect you. But when you're there by yourself, they will take that advantage. That's where the problem comes in.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Unbelievable, man. I tell you. Like these women better be careful, man. Keep trying to tell them y'all can't move like we move, but they hard headed. They don't want to listen. And I'm like, and I just love how women are so quick to. And this just go to show you how much hate y'all got for the passport bros, and it's so real. Y'all was so quick to jump out when y'all heard that 8 men been unalived in Colombia within like the last few months, but there's also been around the same number of women overseas that have been unalived in the last few months, not to mention some that have ended up getting locked up in foreign countries. And getting locked up in foreign countries ain't shit like in America. So
and
so
notice
ladies, y'all need to have that same energy for the women that are traveling as well.
and notice how we're not ragging on that situation. We're very remorseful. We're just sorry these things are happening to them. We're not
Right.
making videos about that stuff. And right
Yeah.
now, right now, a 6-1 just passed about a day or so ago.
Yeah, because I'm like, ladies, we don't like hearing anybody getting unalived overseas, regardless of gender. But it's like you said, if it's one thing that I'm noticing is that men, we're just bringing this to people's attention, and when women hear the news, they're like celebrating the shit, and like ain't nothing funny about that because clearly it can happen to anybody regardless of gender. And I would argue that, and you've even said this before, women are probably more susceptible to having this happen to them than men are, especially when women are solo traveling.
Yeah. You are going to be subject to people trying to take advantage of you, people trying to attack you, because men over there sees you as weak, and they're going to take advantage of you, especially like in Middle Eastern countries and African countries. They're going to take advantage of you, and that's just the reality. And there's nothing you can do or say about that. India, the worst. In my book, India's the worst.
Yeah, I've seen a couple videos of women complaining about India. I'm like, and I wanted to go there too. I'm like, just for the culture and architecture and stuff. But now I'm kind of second guessing ever going there.
If you're a female traveler going to India, I highly recommend you carry a gun with massive amount of magazines and start popping dudes. When they come approach you in a group, start hitting headshots. Because you're getting essayed. You getting essayed. Those dudes don't care. Stop popping headshots.
And I want to point this out too before we go, because Randy Irvin, I'm glad you brought that up because that shit pissed me off. When that brother who was in Chile, now I'm not sure if it was, I could be talking about somebody else because I remember
the lawyer you're talking about from New York.
I thought it was either a lawyer or a photographer. He was either in Chile or Peru.
No,
yeah. Matter of fact, it was a photographer that I'm thinking of.
No. It's one of the same. He was a lawyer, but he had a love for photography.
Oh, okay. Well, I know, as far as I know, they said he was down there doing photography and he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's the same.
What did women do? Oh, a passport bro got unalived. This man was I'm like, it's like any man that gets unalived overseas, y'all just, oh, he's a passport bro. How do you know? How do you know? This man was down there doing photography.
Yeah.
That's the way it was explained in the report, all the reports I saw on it.
Because the fact that guys have decided to take their ball and go in someone else's court. And anytime they hear about something like that, it's like, okay, we're just going to link it to the passport bros. Anything bad that happens overseas, they're going to automatically link it to us. Never good, always bad. And just to rub it in our faces so they can say they're right. And he wasn't a passport bro. He was married. He just loved taking pictures.
Exactly. And that right there just shows the desperation, fellas. That screams desperation. We're just, any man that gets unalived, we're just gonna assume he's a passport bro. And this man was already married. Stupid asses, man.
But see, it's just like these apology videos and stuff like that. All because of what you said in the past. Right now, it's over and done with. It's over and done with. There's no apologies. It's just basically right now, guys. It's just said it's time to go because you embrace this feminist ideology and you ran with it. Y'all wanted to be boss babes and all this other stuff because you want to be in control. You need to be in control so you can be abusive to men for no reason because you decided in your lifetime to go date hood rats and you knew better. But now you want to take it out on all men. So this is your revenge for the life mistake you made because you want to date bad boys. And this is what happens. You want to take it out on some nice guy who's treating you right. You want to take it out on him and you want to be the boss of the relationship. And not realizing that that's not how a relationship works. So basically, this is what's going to happen. We're not taking care of any kids that you had with any other man. If you didn't get that man to be your husband, that's your problem. We're moving on to do what we're going to do in our life. We're not accepting any of this because why? This is our life. We're doing what we need to do for our life. I am not obligated to be part of your life. It had nothing to do with being scared or nothing. That's your business. Deal with it. You made the mistakes in your life of getting all these babies and stuff like that. You deal with that problem. You go find those dudes that got you pregnant and have one of them marry you and take care of this responsibility. Because it's not mine. I'm going to live my life the way I want to. I'm going to hop on a plane, go someplace, find me a nice woman. Just like the rest of these guys in the chat plan on doing. That's what I'm going to do. Live my life. End of story. That's how we doing it.
Oh my god. Oh
The
man.
engine's roaring and the whole nine.
I'm trying to see Joshua Smith. What comment you talking about? Trying to look because y'all going crazy in the chat. I've been trying to keep up. Let's see here because I want to see what he's referring to. The last one that you sent was Rome. These women don't realize they're going to hell for making fun of people getting I can't use that word on YouTube, so we say unalive. That's probably why I didn't post the comment up, Joshua. I gotta do my best to keep it in the green because as soon as the live goes off, they be watching it and shit. Sometimes they'll put it in the yellow over some petty shit, but I don't know. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because he did mention India is bad. I'm like, I didn't know it was bad like that though.
Oh, it's horrible over there.
Damn,
bro.
they tied an Indian woman to a tree for adultery. I'm not laughing because of that because that's not cool. The reason why I'm laughing is because I'm thinking to myself like, damn, imagine if women in the West were held to that kind of standard as far as loyalty goes. When you consider women are in the States are cheating at the highest rate they ever have.
Exactly.
I'm like, but this is one of the reasons why you see so many women from other countries want to come to the United States. Because reality is that these women, they want to sit over here and say it's for a better life, but I think another part of the reason why is because they know they can. There are a lot of freedoms in the United States that they don't have in these other countries. But what they fail to realize is that it's kind of a double-edged sword in that way, because some of these freedoms that women have in the States is starting to bite them in the ass, and they're like slowly self-destructing. And it seems, damn, and I forgot where I heard this from, man, but does seem like the more freedoms women have, the worse. And I hate to say this because it does sound a bit misogynistic, but it does seem like countries that where women have the most freedoms, that's where you see the most issues, especially in terms of relationships. And the countries that are a little bit more strict on their women, those seem to be the countries that have lower divorce rates and higher marriage rates. So I hate to say it, man, but there is some truth to that math. I hate to say that, ladies, but just being honest, the more countries, the worse countries are, financially and economically. Both genders seem to revert more to their traditional roles versus here in the States and places like Europe and Australia or any other westernized country. It's the complete opposite.
Hmm. And I just, like I said, I still can't wrap my head around. Well, and then when you look at these women going to Africa, a lot of them are older, either older or single moms. These are not like these bombshells or something like that jumping over there. And then now you got these women going to Colombia and all that stuff. And one of the reasons I've heard is because they want to be close to plastic surgeons now, so they can get their BBLs and stuff like that.
Oh because the BBLs down in Colombia are a lot cheaper.
Again, just like Brother Roy had said, who you getting BBLs for? The ghettoites. You ain't getting it for us because we already told you we don't like that stuff. So you getting them so you can go prance around in the hood with BB. I mean, y'all just don't get it. They just don't get it. And then they get mad because now no one's out there, want to be with them and stuff like that, except for these the ignorance on the street. That's all they're gonna ever have. That's all they're gonna ever get, because the real men ain't gonna have nothing to do with them. They're gonna be with white girls or they're gonna be with foreign girls.
Well,
That's
pretty
how it's
much.
always gonna be.
Shout out to Tech Sport Love, Eric and Bill. Make sure y'all. I'm not sure. I'm like, make sure y'all subscribe to their channel. I'm not sure if they still upload or not. Uh, but I'm like, it's been a while since I seen you in the chat, brother. Salute to that couple.
And the hip, let me respond to that. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. People don't realize that when you gain weight, and I don't know if you agree with this, Rome, women gain weight different from way men gain weight. We gain it in the belly, women gain it in the butt. So that's basically what you're saying, is you're being obese. I don't know if you concur with that, since you're more in the fitness thing.
Hold on, run that by me again.
Women gain body fat more in the hip and leg areas and the butt, and men gain it more in the stomach.
Yep.
When they get these BBLs, they're just pretty much being fat.
Yeah, all they doing is just transferring the fat from one place to another.
So
Yeah,
you're just
I agree with you, because I remember, what's funny? I actually remember doing a video. There was a video that I reacted to where a brother was, and I think it was about BBLs too, and the brother was trying to tell women, like, look, y'all really don't need the BBLs, because once y'all hit a certain age, I'm like, all that extra little weight that y'all slowly start gaining as y'all get older, it's gonna go straight to y'all hips and ass anyway. And that's typically what I see from women. Once they hit a certain age, and you start seeing them getting thicker, it usually goes to their thighs and their thighs and their ass, and in some cases their stomach. And I think that's typically where you probably see the women who get BBLs because they're too lazy to just go to the gym, drink water, and eat clean as possible. But you know,
They don't want to do all that stuff. And it's not even that. Even if you go to the gym, I mean, you're gonna get nice and toned, and you can see the muscle and stuff. Just getting all that fat and with these booties and stuff, and you look horrible. Where are you gonna find clothing that's even gonna fit you? All you're gonna be wearing is yoga pants. I mean, it's just like who you impressing with that stuff?
uh-uh.
I mean, they just don't want to listen.
Okay, Eric, I'm a little bit shocked by this comment. Eric, that's shocking. That's shocking. I can't even believe Bill would even think that she needs it, but yeah. But it just goes to show you how men think.
And I don't
Like,
even know why she's
even
not going to
even
Thailand.
because even Eric pumped the brakes and was like, Bill, you don't need that. You fine. I mean,
Exactly.
but yeah.
And I
Mm,
don't know why they're going to Thailand. For what reasons? I have no clue.
yeah, that's really, really, really weird. I don't know what that's about. I will say when I was in Thailand, most of the now, I guess it depends on what parts you go to. Most of the black women that I did see in Thailand are typically African women. So I didn't see any black American women while I was there. But I did come across a few black American women last time I was in Medellin, Colombia. That was
Also, it's African women that were in Thailand,
yeah.
but
You'll
not
see African.
African American women.
Yeah, just African women. Yeah, you'll see African women in Thailand all the time.
Oh,
But
that's a different story.
yeah, African American women, I haven't came across any yet. But I would imagine if I probably like strictly just went to black owned spots, I would probably end up running into a few. Cause like even when I went to Thailand the first time and I went to Golden Tiger Bar, it was some sisters in there, but they were African.
Okay.
All beautiful, very feminine.
Yeah, because they're on
I
that
mean,
side of the world, then it's kind of cheaper to fly from that side
yeah.
of the world.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm talking about, I'm like, and y'all, these were, bro. I've said, and I don't. Some may agree, may disagree with me, but dude, I just find African women more attractive than African American women. I don't know what it is. For
That's
me,
true.
I think it's just because they tend to look more natural, and you don't see a lot of them wearing weave, and they got the same bodies, in some cases even better bodies. And the ones that I've met in real life, they were all really sweet and nice. And it's just like, damn, it's like when I meet African women and then I compare my experience with them as far as interactions versus American black women, it's completely different. Complete 180.
Oh yeah, I've had two African women that I went to school with when I was in Israel, and their interactions with me. Well, one was a little bit more westernized, but her cousin, sweetheart, had a great time with her. And when I catch her online, we chit chat a little bit, but she's a sweetheart.
Right.
But it's just I don't know, man. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna go to Africa, be careful. Just do your research. Flying down over there, I don't think a lot of you guys can get any issues. Uh, y'all really not gonna really have too big of an issue. Just be careful about where you're going, and just do your research and check the news, see what's going on in that area before you go. But as far as with the women, and I'm not being mean to the women, but just be cautious about where you're going. And, I mean, it's good for you women to travel and stuff, but you really got to be careful about where you're going to and the purpose you're going to these countries, because, it can be quite dangerous for you. It's always been an inherent danger for solo female travelers. And if you're going over there, I mean, you guys got to understand that culture and stuff down there. It's just, it's dangerous. Some places can be very, very dangerous. But if it's just this whole dating thing. It's don't go over there with that. Leave America in America, and the same thing go for you guys. Leave America in America,
Yep.
because if you bring that stuff overseas, you could be offending someone, offending their culture, and next thing you know, you're gonna have an issue.
Right. And I would advise all you passport sisters, y'all need to spread that message to you other passport sisters. Leave America in America. I'm like, y'all want to be like passport bros so much? Coming from passport bros, because we tell other passport bros this all the time. Leave that mindset in America, because if you take it with you, you are going to have issues. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I've told that multiple times to a lot of the passport bros. So this is not me picking on the passport sis in any way, shape, or form. I tell that to passport bros constantly. I lived in Israel for 3 years, and trust me, leaving America in America works. Because if you do
Right.
it over there, I'm gonna tell you, it can be quite offensive.
Yep.
Sometimes I had to just like I want to knock people out for some of the stuff, but sometimes you got to suck it up.
Yep.
You have to
Right
suck it
about
up
that.
and deal with it, because you're going to be on the losing end of that battle.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and end this and get up off of here. Any last words, Global Passport crew, before we get off of here?
Oh, one thing that came into mind when I was looking for something on my computer. When you guys travel, make sure you have travel medical insurance. And I'm not talking about Medicaid or Medicare. Have some global travel insurance when you're away, because if you get into a situation, be advised that, you know, like say if there was a terrorist attack and you got injured, State Department ain't paying for your medical bills. It's going to be up to you. Now I had to go look for something to make sure I just forgot who I had it with. And the reason I didn't forget who I had it with, they just switched companies, and I got all my information. Keep that stuff with you. Find out what their protocols is when you travel. I got something like 50 grand in coverage. So make sure you have some type of international medical coverage, because if you have to go to the hospital and you ain't got nothing to pay for this thing, they're gonna take your passport and you won't be able to leave until you pay that bill. So you're gonna be stuck in this country. So all these dudes you see over here, e-begging, as the new thing is, they're doing e-begging and stuff like that to pay for their trips to go fly around. A lot of these guys, I can guarantee you, they ain't got no type of medical coverage. So they're getting in a situation, they're screwed. So when you guys
Mhm.
go on trips, there's a lot of companies you need to do. I'm going to throw it in the video series that I'm doing right now. When you guys plan your trips out, just make sure you get yourself medical coverage for the time you're going to be away. Okay, so that way you don't get caught out there. So I'm just going to leave that out there for you guys.
Okay. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel, you guys. Uh Thank you guys for coming on to the live show. But before I go, I want to send a shout out to That Hip, Andre Love Crossing Borders, Original Man, Fode Sanko, and Rose for your super chats. And I also want to give another shout out to Randy Irwin for the Bitcoin, who confirmed that what he gave me was $20 worth of Bitcoin. So thank you for that, sir. And that officially makes you the sponsor of the show tonight. Next weekend, I'm going to be reacting to a video that was sent to me by Joshua Smith. And I think I'm gonna probably do a live reaction to it. I think there was a video or two that Global Passport sent to me, and Global Passport crew, if you freed up next weekend, we can go ahead and chop it up on that one as well, because I definitely want to look into what you sent me earlier.
Which one?
Probably both of them, to be honest with you, but I'm trying to remember which one stood out to me the most. I think it was the first one that you sent. Yeah, the Tommy Sotomayor and Leslie Jones. Oh my god!
Y'all gonna love this one,
bro. I don't even, bro. When you sent me that, I was like, bro, I don't even want to watch it yet. I'm like, I just want to do a live reaction to it and see how that goes, because I'm pretty sure.
Oh, y'all don't want to miss this one.
Because just knowing how those two characters are, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see what that's about. Yeah, Tommy Sotomayor and Leslie Jones. Leslie Jones is the same woman that was talking shit about male podcasters and passport bros over here trying to say our dick don't work. Like, no, ma'am.
He's basically responding to that video.
Yeah.
But like I said, you don't really miss this one. You don't want to miss this one.
Yeah, that's gonna be funny, man. All right, you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. Till next time, you guys. Y'all know how we ride out. Deuces. Oh, and before I go, hey, Frank Tate, hit me up on WhatsApp and know what time I need to come over there. All right. Appreciate you guys. All right. Deuces.